Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr. It's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast, and I'm fucking pissed. And I'm checking in on you. Goddamn internet's not working. I can't get, I swear to God. I swear to God. You know, I want to go back to 1995, right before all of the laptops and all of that shit came in. Didn't have a cell phone, right? Just walking around. You know, with my dad down to a fishing hole, but up, boo, boop, 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 boop. Like, how long is this going to take? You know, for like fucking a week, my phone wasn't ringing. I couldn't figure it out. I went on the internet. I looked for all of this shit. Go into your settings. Click on this. No, I could never find fucking anything. And I found out I somehow put it on Do Not Disturb, which involves swiping your screen up somehow, and I'd have to hit a button. And you know what probably happened? I don't know what, lifted my leg to tie my shoe while my phone was in my pocket. And then there's that bullshit for the whole friggin' week. You know, in the overall scope of global problems, it's probably not that big, but for where I'm sitting on this spinning marble that they call it. Don't you hear when people talk about it? One more fucking asshole comes up to me and talks about some space thing that they watched and how small and insignificant the fucking Earth is. One more person tells me that shit. I get it. Space is big and we're small. All right? So, what do you want to do? Getting kicked in the balls still hurts. Right? So what's the point? Anyways, the lovely Nia is here. Nia, pick up a microphone. All right?
Hello.
Hey, how are you? You and I got into it.
I can get it to you today from Amazon.
What?
The bar that you won't let me have. You won't share with me.
I won't.
I just don't understand why you can't share with me. I'm your wife. Like, why wouldn't you share?
Because you don't share. You just take.
I asked you if I could have one, and you were like, no.
No, because this is what happens. Whenever I go on a diet, all right, and I start looking like old shredded red face over here, she's like, ooh, what are you doing? Ooh, and then she fucking, rather than getting on the diet, she just picks at all the shit that I bought. And you know, when you're on a fucking diet, you got it all mapped out for the week, so you don't have to think. You know, you can't wait until you're hungry because then your body's going to be like, I want a cheeseburger, man. And you got to do it.
Want a hamburger? No,
a cheeseburger. I want a chocolate shake. You'll have nothing. At least that's how it works for me. So
yes, meal prep. I get it.
All right.
But why couldn't I just have a bar? Like, we just came from a walk. Like, why can't I have a bar, like, to refuel?
Because they were hard for me to find, and it was the last one, and you just want to have one, not because you're on the diet, because it's convenient. And then I'm going to come there tomorrow. There's going to be an empty box. So now I got to go online. Yeah, you're going to get me that tomorrow.
Today. Actually, because it's Prime. Yes.
And how much is that going to cost?
It's $29.49 for the box.
But here's the thing, Nia. Here's the thing. If I didn't make such a fucking stink about this.
I don't know why you have to make a stink, period. Like, it's my last one, Nia, and it's hard to find. Okay, let me see if I can find. Hey, I can get some for you that'll be delivered today. Can I have one now?
You're telling me that would have worked.
Yeah.
You're full of shit.
We'll never know because you'll always pop off. So who knows?
First of all, I don't pop off. I'm white. I flip out. No. Nia.
That's funny.
Thank you. Every once in a while, I do have a good one. No. The thing I've learned about you, which I then translate to...
Stop pointing at me.
I'm pointing right at you. Which I'll then, of course, transfer to all fucking women because that's how simple my brain is you have to make a fucking scene for you guys to finally do the right thing. That's what it is.
Oh, my God. You are just dramatic and, like, overly... What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Overly interrupting me every time I go to make a point. That's the second time you've done it. One more time, and I'll tell you, you're out of here.
And I'm out of the ball game?
Yeah, you're going to do the, can I have one? But I want one. And you're going to stack like some little pound puppy, and then I'm going to give it to you, and you're going to say that you're going to fucking do it. You're going to say that there's going to be follow through, like this fucking ottoman over here that has the stuffing coming out of it.
I left a message for the guy.
You were supposed to take care of that like 3 fucking months ago. Okay, Okay, all those little balls are coming out. We got a kid around here. I don't want her to eat them thinking that they're little things of fucking couscous or something. Like she knows what that is. So this leaky fucking piece of shit that I don't know where you got it from.
West Elm.
West Elm. So how much was that? $1 zillion, right?
No, it was like $45 or something.
All right. Well, then throw it out. I don't know what to tell you. You just leave it leaking all over the place. All you got to do is just find some fucking... No, because this is what it is, Nia. I have to take care of all of this shit.
All right.
That's why you don't get a fucking power bar. Because you wouldn't have done it. You would have said you were going to do it, and then you wouldn't have done it. And the amount of time it would have taken me to figure out the fucking internet and how to get some fucking... Look at me. Some fucking... What are hipsters dressing like now? Huh? They kind of dress like fucking Hitler Youth with the lumberjack beard and mustache, right?
Okay.
The Conor McGregor, but like Zach Galifianakis level beard. Who was the originator? Okay. They all owe him money.
Okay.
He brought back the Martin Van Buren beard. He's like the Eddie Van Halen, right?
You're throwing out the names of a lot of white guys
He's like the Eddie Van Halen of the beard.
I am lost.
And all these hipsters that came along were all those guys that ripped off Eddie Van Halen. Oh, speaking of that, the next season of Baskets is coming out with Louis Anderson. I love that show. I love that show. Anyways, that's why. That's why you don't get a. You know what's so funny about you, Nia?
Right.
Is I'm trying to communicate with you, and you're on your phone.
I'm on Amazon ordering the goddamn thing for you, and
because I'm over here flapping my fucking freckled arms. This is what I have to do. This is why
you actually don't have to have this reaction.
Okay, let's do a little role playing. All right, I'm going to be you.
Oh,
I'm going to be you.
What? Okay,
yes, and then you be me, and you tell me how to do it. Okay.
All right. What am I? What are we talking about?
We're talking about what the fuck just happened.
I'm you, and you're me.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
What do you have? I want one.
First of all,
can I have it too?
I object to this impression.
Let me. Like yours isn't going to be worse? It's what you like. You have something. I want something. I'm a fucking 5-year-old. Can I have? What the fuck? Every time I'm trying to do something, you coming in here. I asked you to take care of it 3 months ago. Wah. Fair enough. I'm busting my ass on the road every weekend so we can afford this fucking house, and I can't even get a fucking bar. That's a good point. I don't even care if it was an unflattering impression. I agree with your version of me. I want one. Why? Why can't I have one? Every time you talk like that, I swear to God, like part of my soul breaks off.
Talk like that. I don't talk about that.
That's what you do.
Okay, I have gone, why? Yeah, I've done that.
But by the time it goes into my head, cut with my fucking childhood and all my experiences, I process it.
Oh, God. So it's, you got every excuse in the book why you're always popping off. And you know what?
Flipping out.
Whatever. And it's just like...
You don't have a point right now. I just saw that. You started that.
Searching for words.
You got everything, and it's just like... Because, hey, man...
If you'd like to see more of this banter, tune in this Sunday to Crashing on HBO.
That was 3/4. That was 3/4 of a fucking point you just made there. Because, man, it's like... Shit is crazy. All you had to do there is start the lady fake crying.
I hope you know that... Your shit is coming today.
Yeah, and look what I had to do. Look how high my blood pressure had to go up.
You didn't have to do all that. I could have figured it out for you if you were nicer to me.
All right.
If you were like, you know what, this is the last one.
Let's role play. Let's start over again. This time, rather than insulting each other, Nia,
say that
Nia, goddammit, this is my park. I'll take your fucking purple sock off right now.
You could have said, it's my last one.
Do it as me.
And I...
Okay,
okay. The way I would have liked you to do it?
Yeah, no. We're going to do this. We're going to finish this fucking thing.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to be you. I'm going to try to do a flattering version of you.
Oh, my God. Okay, go ahead.
What is that you're eating?
That's not how I talk.
Can I have one? You.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Fucking...
See, you can't do it.
No kid.
All right, do it as you. Tell me how. You tell me.
I was trying to tell you.
I want you to tell me how the fuck I'm supposed to do that.
You were supposed to say, I only have one left and they're really hard to find. And I said, okay.
So I can't have one? That's what you would have said.
And I would have been like, well, let me see if they have any online on Amazon like I did just now. Like it's literally coming before the end of the day.
A chocolate bar is more important than me.
I'm just saying, I think your reaction was a little over the top and unwarranted.
It wasn't. I stayed calm. I stayed calm. You said, can I have a chocolate bar? What did I say?
You said no.
I said no.
Yeah. But the thing is.
And you're like, I can't? And I said no. You said, why? I go, because they're mine. I'm on this diet. I kind of said that.
Okay, but it's your tone and it's your approach. You often say,
I'm from Massachusetts.
Right
I always sound like I'm in a bad mood.
No, that is not true. All my family's from Massachusetts, and they don't always sound like they're in a bad mood. So that's a bullshit excuse.
All right, white people from Massachusetts always sound like they're in a bad mood.
All right, that's fair.
Also, it's okay to blame a race. When we return, more hate speech from Nia Hill. We did an episode of Crashing.
Yes, we did.
Last year. Before anybody asks, no, that's not our baby. Okay?
People have already asked me that.
This is how Hollywood works, okay? Yeah. You can't have a baby on set. You have to have twins because they're only allowed to work in 3-hour shifts.
Right.
So you need two. Mm-hmm. 1Z. And 2Z. Yeah.
Baby A and Baby B, as they call them.
And I have that story that I told that time I did that acting gig when I was working with the baby. And one baby was catatonic and the other one was flipping out. We'll say one's name was Bob, the other was Bill. Bill was catatonic, right? So we use him for 3 friggin' hours during rehearsal. Now we're going to switch to the maniac, but the maniac won't stop crying. So the guy switches the names right in front of me and starts calling the baby Bill, who already worked, starts calling him Bob.
No.
And then winks at me. And now it's like I'm driving the getaway car.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, of course, by the time the live audience gets loaded in, catatonic is 6 hours in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs a drink.
Feeling it, yeah.
So the fucking thing was crying its ass off. And right before I walked through the fake door to do the scene, he took like a giant yellow, like sugar corn puff and with his thumb pushed it in the thing's mouth. And I walked out.
God.
And I walked out and the thing was like, bleh, just spit it out.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I was a feminist, that would have been enough to make me quit the business.
Ho, 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 ho. You know what, BB? Time's up. Time's up. Your bullshit.
Hashtag me too.
But yes, we did an episode of Crashing. It airs this Sunday. I'm very excited to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, great promotion.
This is me promoting.
Funny and it's entertaining. It was actually one of the most fun acting gigs I've had. I had 2 great acting gigs last year.
I'm really excited. Obviously, you're in it more than I am.
Who's kidding who? We're both self-involved, so you're really excited about your scenes.
Scene.
Scene. They cut it down.
They cut 2 of my 3 scenes down.
Well, you'll be on the DVD extras then.
Will I? Is that how it works?
Laserdisc or something?
I don't know. Well, anyway, Pete Holmes was kind enough to give me the heads up that there were scenes that they had to cut for time purposes. And I understood, even though they were really, 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 really great scenes between me and Pete and then me and Pete and one other person.
This isn't the way you promote a show, Nia. You talk about what's there.
Yeah, well, what's there is fabulous as well.
There you go. Jesus.
And I can't wait. What?
Look how you're behaving about this. You're telling me we would have ordered these fucking chocolate bars unless I flipped out?
I would have helped you if you had asked in the polite way. That's my philosophy.
The only thing that sentence needed at the end of it was young man. If you would ask me in a polite way, young man.
No, I'm excited for Crashing. Shout out to Pete Holmes, Greg Fitzsimmons.
Greg Fitzsimmons, who was the fucking writer. And the always loved Judd Apatow.
Stelling, who was there
Judd Apatow
on set. Judd Apatow, absolutely. Oh, the director's name I can't remember because I'm a jerk, but he was so nice, and they just made me feel so comfortable, and it was great. It was really fun.
Sherwood
So
Schwartz.
you guys check it out, man. Tweet me about it, man.
Yeah, it's going to be on this Sunday. It was fun. Artie Lang's in it. Mm-hmm. Joe Bay. Maybe I'm not supposed to say all this shit, but it was fun.
Spoiler alert.
I know.
I'm really excited to see
hilarious.
that scene.
Joy was fucking hilarious.
I love her. I'm excited to see that scene that you're talking about.
No, it felt like we were doing
really
like a talk show. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's the thing. They really let you kind of improv and just kind of feel your way through the scenes with guidelines, of course. But I appreciate that, because it just gives you a chance to have a little creative freedom. What?
I wish that you would do some improv and get that friggin' ottoman like resewed. Can we just? You're telling me out here like you can't find someone in the valley?
No,
that's all they do out there.
Of course,
it's all upholstery.
Okay,
it's upholstery and porn. The entire valley. And there's a couple of smart people.
If you're from the valley, you're either going to get in two industries: porn or upholstery. Those are your only options.
Car washes, burger places. I love the valley.
Me too.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. So what are we doing here? It's Thursday. Like, what's happening? What are we talking about? What's going on?
What's going on in the world? Well, I don't know what's going on in the world because I don't have the fucking internet anymore, and I don't know what channel the news channels are because I don't watch them.
Ooh,
I don't.
Well, aren't you just a rebel?
I'm not a rebel. I'm uninformed. I didn't mean it like
that. Remember when you had that podcast with Joe DeRosa?
Yes, I did. Uninformed. No reading, no research, just strong opinions.
That was in the early days of podcasting. Was that a podcast?
It was not a podcast, and I had already been doing my podcast.
Have you talked about how you first started doing podcasting? Like, what is that story? Did someone say, hey there, young man, did you know the new...
What am I, retiring? Is this the last
craze?
one?
It's called podcasting. What's that? Podcasting.
No, I've told this story. Bobby Kelly.
Mister.
I was over his apartment, and he would say, "Yeah, this is a podcast." And I was like, "What's a podcast?" He said, "Yeah, it's a network with your fans, dude. You call this number, dude."
All right, you called the number. You called some little hotline.
Check out your flip phone, dude. You know what's funny is
Bobby.
He doesn't even remotely talk like that, but the impression got more and more exaggerated. Larry Rapucci did it first.
Who's Larry Rapucci?
Larry Pooch. Great comedian, Boston guy, and he just would kind of be like, "Hey Larry, dude, can you kind of..." I don't even know how to do it, but he was great at impressions. So then we did an impression of his impression, and then it just kept getting more and more exaggerated.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds nothing like that. But it's fun. It's fun. He walks in the room and everybody just goes, "Dude." All right.
But you used to call a phone number?
Yeah. I'd call in and I would drive around. I'd be in the airport and I'd make fun of fat people and all this stuff you used to be able to do before everybody got all sensitive.
So you'd call and be like...
You can still kick a ginger, but you can't make fun of a fatty when we return.
But it would be like, at the tone, please leave your podcast. Like, no. Is that how it goes?
I forget how you did it. You called up the number and then you punched in your code. I mean, they exist somewhere. I used to have that picture on my podcast page, me with my flip phone, which was oh so cool. Flip phone was the shit in 2006. I remember when the first iPhone came out and Jim Norton and Bobby, "Dude, I gotta get one, dude." They all got them and they fucking hated them. Like everything on it was amazing except the phone part.
Right, I remember.
And then they made the unholy matrimony with Verizon, and then they took over everything. Like Sprint was a viable option back then. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, people still have Sprint.
What are you talking about? Look at this fucking internet.
Just
Nothing. I'm going to sit here all fucking day waiting for this stupid fucking thing to load. Then I got to have some nerd come over here. You know what I miss? I miss the Geek Squad before Best Buy bought it and ruined it and act like they were still the Geek Squad. It's like, no, you're Best Buy. Right?
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know. We can reset the router if you like.
Yeah, does that make it work?
Yes. You hit the button
all right.
and you give.
I literally have to go into the other room. I have to hit pause. I have to walk into the other room so this fucking page will load. Hang on. All right, I'm back. Internet just not working at all on the house, which means I won't be able to upload the fucking podcast. So I don't know when the hell this is going to come out. Finally got on Google News on my phone, Nia.
There you go.
There you go. Who needs a laptop when you got a phone? All right, Google cancels $30 million civilian moon mission prize. They're going to just send some regular person to the fucking moon? I would have donated to that. Send some jerk off up there and watch them freak out. I can't breathe. You into space and all? Are you going to be on this podcast?
Yes.
Fucking looking at your phone. What are you doing? You're still ordering chocolate bars over there? I'm flailing, Nia. I don't have the internet. It's like somebody shut off my lightsaber.
So, I have a question.
Did you see any good movies lately, Nia?
Yes. Lady Bird.
I started to watch that and I fell asleep.
If Get Out doesn't win every single fucking Oscar that they've been nominated for, like, I'm done.
Why?
Because
every single fucking Oscar?
Well, everyone that it's been nominated for.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean,
come on, Nia.
I'm obviously
you don't think you're slightly biased? He should definitely win director, without a doubt. And I think that kid should win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then what else? Costumes?
No.
That's every single Oscar.
And I'm talking about everyone.
Yeah, this is a slippery slope. When you start talking about awards.
About everyone that they were nominated for.
Oh, can I tell you something, Nia?
Which, by the way, is all the categories that I predicted that they would be nominated for.
Oh, you did?
So I'm glad I was right.
So you see things?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see things.
Even with Google dangling millions of dollars in prize money, it was a moonshot no one could land. You get it?
Oh, Jesus.
How did the people in the press get away with these puns? It was a moonshot. Pause. No one could land. More than a decade. Would you get off the internet? I need your comedic brain here.
Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you. I was going through my Twitter to look at news that I thought might be interesting to throw into the mix.
Fucking worst liar ever. More than a decade after Google announced it would award $30 million to the first company that could launch to the moon by March 2018, the company has officially canceled the prize. Who the fuck would waste their time doing that? You're going to give me $30 million to spend fucking $1 billion to get somebody to the moon? Hey, I'll give you $20 if you build me a house. Thanks, Google.
Fly me to the moon.
The reason none of the five finalists were on track to meet the fast approaching deadline. While we did expect a winner by now, due to the difficulties of fundraising, technical and regulatory challenges, nobody gives a shit.
Wait a minute. Is this what you do on Thursdays? You just like read news stories or
No, I usually read advertising. I usually have sports. I usually have the internet. I have stuff that I can look at to start to talk about and riff on.
Why don't you look at your... Oh, none of that is in an email?
Yeah, the little momentum I just had, you just literally stepped on.
I'm sorry. Keep it going.
Yeah, there was so many angles you could have gone. This is some white shit. Mm-hmm. You're never gonna see Black Astronaut. Fucking Def Jam shit.
I don't personally.
White people we have to go to the moon.
Do you want to go to the moon? Would you ever want to go to space? If someone,
I don't want to go to the beach. I'm terrified of the beach.
I would never want to go into space ever in my life. I never want to leave this.
No, because I'm afraid of burning alive.
Planet.
I don't want to burn it, but it's such a
I know it's
quick
all
burn.
Safe or whatever now, but I'm just not. I don't know. I was traumatized by the Challenger. I'm done.
Where did you read that it's safe now?
I don't know. I just assume people go up there all the time. I don't want to have a Sandra Bullock, in outer space situation, all alone. George Clooney's voice, and then he's not there anymore.
And he's content to just float off into space. Remember how nonchalant he was?
He was so nonchalant about it. He was just like, "Hey, man."
Oh yeah, hey, is that the Serengeti?
He's like, "I don't have anything going on down there, but you do.
You do, man.
And I need you to fight."
I'll see, Lenny. Just sort of lets go. Dude, if you were floating off into space like that, you'd be like, "Whoa, whoa." You would not be making one hero noise.
Right. So I'm deathly afraid of space. I think it's amazing, but I have no interest in going into space. That's like,
what was that thing? When that guy did the Red Bull jump, like he was basically jumping from space. Do you know if the shield is whatever his little face mask there, if that broke,
his face would melt off?
Within 2 seconds, the saliva in his mouth would have reached boiling point.
Oh my God. Is that true?
Yes. I don't know. I read it.
I don't know why anyone would go to space.
Because they don't know how to talk to women.
But I appreciate those who do.
They need a good story.
To go to space. No, all those scientists and astronauts and things, they're doing good work up there. But I'm not interested in doing it.
Yeah, you have no idea what they're doing up there. You're speaking in fucking, is it hyperbole? They're up there, they're doing good work. Yeah, talk about some of the good work the astronauts are doing up there.
They're out there researching and testing, running experiments. Or I don't want to be like Sam Rockwell's character in Moon, just all by yourself going crazy. No.
That was a fucking great movie.
It was amazing. Shout out to Sam Rockwell getting nominated for an Oscar. Yay! F is for family.
I love when he was sitting there in that one scene in Moon where he just looks over, he goes, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to, you got to see Moon.
If you haven't seen Moon.
Yeah, all you people lined up to see Star Wars, you're making a major error. You want to go see Moon.
They can see both.
Huh? Yeah, no, I don't know why I shit on Star. You know why? It's fun to do. It's why I trash feminists. It's because anything that's like taken so seriously, you have to shit on. Just it's fun.
You have a classic comedian brain. You can't just like be nice about something. Like, good for them, standing up for what they believe in. I think that's great. You just have to shit on it. Like you and positivity are just like something that I don't know. You're
gonna take it all the way to positivity.
You guys just don't mesh. Like you just refuse to allow positivity into your life. You just don't think it's funny enough.
No, it's just you have to break the tension of somebody telling a story.
What's tension? Someone sharing their story? Why is it tense for you? You just can't deal if the attention is not on you, so you have to turn it around and make a joke and like make fun of it.
I agree with everything up until then.
Okay.
Up until then. Nia, attention on me when I'm on stage. Off stage, I'm not a fucking lampshade on my head guy, am I?
No, you're not.
I don't try to take over fucking conversations at parties. I usually am standing at the wall, and you're like, "Is everything okay? Are you having a good time?"
With your resting bitch face.
Yeah, and I'm like,
you do have resting bitch face though. It's handsome,
all right,
but it's bitchy.
I know I'm not good at parties.
You're okay.
Did he like the dip?
Is he having fun? Like, I don't know. Like, ooh.
Yeah, like heightened energy.
Happiness bothers you. Yeah, I know. Celebratory vibes. Relaxed people getting along with each other.
No, not relaxed.
You don't like it.
Not relaxed. It's
what?
Like the heightened, like when people's like, "Oh my God," when they're doing that, or when they're clapping, applauding somebody, saying what they did was brave, and there was no guns involved, there was no life or death situation, but it was just sort of.
Is that your only definition of bravery?
Yeah, like I think it has to be like, look, there used to be, hey, good for you, slap on the back. That is now brave. Mm-hmm. Hey, this kid, he fucking, he punched me in the face, so I punched him back. Oh, good for you. Now it's all, that was so brave, the way you stuck up to that bully.
No, what you would
each
do
day,
now is
over 4,000 students.
No, what would happen now is he gets punched in the face, and then he makes a video that goes viral about that. But you know what?
And then the bully makes one and cries, and then they delve into that fucking thing. And meanwhile, there's a swirl of trash 2 miles deep, 2.5 times the size of fucking Texas out there. Out in the Pacific Ocean. Remember the first toothbrush you ever fucking used? It's in there, swirling around.
Did you see that story about, I forget where this fish was, Costa Rica maybe, but they caught a fish. They were fishing, and I guess this guy saw one fish and he thought it looked sick and just weird. So he cut it open, and there was all this garbage inside of the fish.
Yeah.
It's pretty depressing. It's horrifying, actually.
So. Yep. And everybody's walking around calling everybody
smiling and enjoying life, and Bill Burr's here to let you know it ain't all rainbows and sunshine, sweetheart. Wipe that smile off your face. I'm going to bring you back down to earth because that's what I do. Bill Burr, truth speaker.
That's not what I'm saying.
Boner killer, buzz killer, life ruiner.
Jesus Christ. Do you really think I'm that bad?
You and your dark cloud can just get off my rainbow. No, I'm just kidding.
Good Lord. I don't know, Neil. How the fuck can you see something like that and then watch some fucking actor being called brave because they didn't wear makeup in a movie?
Yeah, no, of course. The perspective is like completely.
Hey, we're all going to wear all black tonight, and like nobody thinks about. Hey, who sewed that shit together? There's some fucking little kid in like El Salvador. Oh, you gotta use all black thread. They're fucking beating him with the other yarn. And everybody's all high-fiving about what great people they are.
Wow.
It's just funny. That's all I'm doing here. Okay, that's all it is. I look at TV and I shit on everything that I see. It makes me laugh. That's how I do it. It's probably dysfunctional. I've been doing really well this year. You've watched reality TV and I don't shit on it.
Right.
I just sit there oddly quiet and I feel you looking out of the corner of your eye like, why isn't he saying anything?
Well, I appreciate you being able to let me enjoy my life in peace. I know it's hard for you, but because nothing is more important than the laugh.
You're really just feeling yourself right now, aren't you?
I am. Now I'm awake. Now I'm on a roll. Let's do this. Let's do 2 more hours of this podcast.
Well, I have to get the fuck out of here, but I also
have to go too.
Also,
I have to go first. Yes.
No, this is one of these classic things. If I was younger, I would bring up all the shit that you do and what it's like to live with you. But I am an older, wiser man, and I know that there is no fucking real estate to be gained in that. So I'm just going to sit here in the pocket and just be like, okay, yeah, I am impossible to live with.
I have a question.
Would you like to go to Paris again, you spoiled brat?
Why don't I get a set of headphones? How come you're the only one that gets headphones during this podcast?
Because 99% of the time, I fucking do it by myself. You have headphones. You could go out and buy a little jack. You could fucking plug it in, and you'd be fine.
Plug it in, plug it in.
How many times I've gone on somebody else's podcast, I didn't get headphones. I never went like, why do you have stuff? Do you want these headphones? You could order some more headphones that'll get here in time with the chocolate bars.
No, that's okay. I'm fine. Thanks.
All right. This has been Bill getting trashed by his lovely wife.
Oh, it's great.
You enjoyed it, didn't you?
I did. Oh, look at Peanut.
Well, I like to say that I was a good sport about it just because it was the microphones are on. But in about 3 seconds,
You're gonna let me have it.
These things will be shut off. And if you think I was a tyrant before, I'm supposed to read some sort of advertising. I don't have it, so I guess these people will listen to me doing it on my cell phone at some point. All right, that's it. Enjoy your weekend, you cunts, and I'll check in on you on Monday. Please watch this week's episode of Crashing
on HBO.
Yep. And anyways, all of that stuff, it's going to be on this Sunday night on HBO, and I'm sure it'll be streaming. Everybody streams now, and you can check it out then. Please check it out. I had such a great time, and it was so much fun, to get to act with you again.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was good. It was a nice, positive experience.
Yeah, it was.
It was, wasn't it? And I was in the middle of it.
Yes, it's very positive. What was the first time we ever acted together? Oh my gosh, I remember this.
It's a failed pilot.
Your pilot, yeah, the Bill Burr project, the Untitled Bill, whatever it was. But we had a whole
Now
scene.
Who's negative? Because I thought about the first time we worked together, and I was like, I don't want to bring it up because it didn't work.
Oh, but it paid. I don't know. Okay, well, all right. But it was still nice. We had a nice time together.
I'm just fucking with you. All right, that's it. I'm going to do a little.
You've always included me creatively.
If you start crying, I swear to God.
And I appreciate that. I really do. I love you for that. I love you for having me on the pod. What did you just say?
I said shut up. This isn't this kind of a podcast.
I'm making a moment. Let me have it. Thank you so much for including me in your podcast and all your creative endeavors all these years. I love you so much for that.
Me too.
It's very nice that you did it.
Save the whales.
And I just feel like it's a way that you showed me that you love me. And I appreciate that.
That's how I keep you from bitching at me.
That's it.
Because if I did, I want to be in that.
That's never going to stop.
Why can't I be in that?
Yeah, you can't placate me in that way. But I really do appreciate it.
Did you take like an arrogant pill today? You were just like talking all kinds of shit. All right.
Got my mojo going from that walk.
All right. Positive and negative.
I'm going to have a protein bar after this because there's more coming later today.
You know what's funny? You're going to bite into that and be like, oh, this thing fucking sucks. That's what you're going to do.
Does it suck?
Yeah, of course it does. It's healthy.
Does. But does it like, I don't know, have at least a little bit of good flavor to it?
Just imagine chocolate-covered sand.
Oh, no.
That's what it tastes like.
Okay.
Like the amount of water that you need to drink, or like half of it will be stuck in your teeth.
Oh, gross.
It's disgusting.
Oh.
But you wanted one.
Can I still have it?
Huh?
Can I still have that last one?
Is this all like just some insecurity about whether I still love you or not? Are you willing to give up what you
I just don't
will be the last?
Why you are just, you like the way you say no, like so easily to me. It's just like, I just don't understand.
Well, what are you, like fucking princess?
I'm your wife, so I should be hearing yes like most of the time.
Based on what?
Based on my position.
Which is what?
As the wife. As
what is your definition
of this household?
What is your definition of a wife?
What do you mean? What is
Put stammering. Your idea. What does that mean? Because I'm your wife.
I feel like I should have top priority. Like I should be like, yes, of course, whatever you need and or want, you may have.
Do you think that that's like is that a two-way street?
Yes.
You're so full of shit.
You're
such a.
I am your queen.
Yeah, no. You're a spoiled brat. It's my own goddamn fault. I've created a fucking monster.
You sound like my dad. It's like, you know what?
You and your dad and I bond a lot about what a spoiled.
You're so spoiled.
You are.
So you guys want to like give me all these wonderful things, which I am grateful for, and then you want to call me spoiled? Like that's not fair. It isn't.
Yeah, we don't want to give you all those things. We want to shut you up. You're like a little 5-year-old.
I thought it was because you love me.
But I want the chocolate bar. Go eat your chocolate bar, Nia.
Can I have that?
Yeah, you can have the whole fucking empty box when you're done. Put it on your head and walk around like the queen that you are. All right, go fuck yourselves. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, here's the advertising. Sunbasket. All right, my healthy-seeking friends, the days of not following through with resolutions are over because the days of Sunbasket are just beginning, which means you're going to keep your resolution this year because Sunbasket makes it easier than ever. And today, you can get $35 off your first order when you go to sunbasket.com/Burr, B-U-R-R. When you have healthy meals regularly delivered to your door with Sunbasket, it's easy to stay on track. I'm talking ingredients like organic produce, responsibly raised meats. Now, piglets, don't stay up past your bedtime. Sorry. Sustainably sourced fish. Oh, Jesus. Organic pasture-raised eggs and organic non-GMO tofu. I thought GMOs were only in food. Oh, and house-made sauces you can't find anywhere else, and it's all personalized. Sunbasket lets you mix and match from paleo, lean and clean, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, and more. Whatever diet you're on. I wonder if you're on like the heart attack diet, if they'd send you like ice cream marinated pork chops or some shit. I'm trying to kill myself, and I'm using your company. You got a credit card? Not to mention tons of variety with 18 recipes to choose from each week. Best of all, delicious, easy recipe. Best of all, each delicious, easy recipe is ready in about 30 minutes. Just like that woman there. Remember? I'm so-and-so and I make 30-minute meals. With Sunbasket, You have total flexibility. You can cancel anytime, skip anytime, and you can choose any meal plan you want. Go to sunbasket.com/Burr to learn more and get $35 off your first order. That's sunbasket.com/Burr for $35 off sunbasket.com/Burr. Is that guy next door ever going to repair whatever the fuck? I swear to God, I don't know what the guy's working on in his backyard. He's been fucking working on it forever. Total do-it-yourself job. Just hire a goddamn pro. All right. Helix, everybody. Helix. There are tons of online mattress retailers popping up these days, all with one-size-fits-all solutions to a better sleep. Well, guess what? One-size-fits-all doesn't work. It didn't work with condoms, and it doesn't work with mattresses. Helix Sleep offers something that doesn't exist anywhere else, a mattress personalized to your unique preferences. I thought it was going to say performance. And a sleeping style that won't set you back thousands of dollars. Go to helixsleep.com/Burr. Take their simple 2 to 3 minute sleep quiz. They'll build a custom mattress that will be the best thing you've ever slept on. For couples, they've even personalized each side of the mattress. Everyone from GQ to Cosmopolitan to New York Times are all talking about Helix, and once you try it out, you'll know why. Your custom mattress arrives direct to your door in a week, and shipping is completely free. Try it for 100 nights. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up, gross, and refund you in full. Go to helixsleep.com/Burr right now, and you get $50 towards your custom mattress. That's helixsleep.com/Burr for $50 off your order. helixsleep.com/Burr.
7 days a month we made the mile to my house, and how we do be strong with you. Far below the burning moon, our purposes cross the weary divide.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and this is the Monday morning podcast for Monday. The fuck is today's date? You'd think I never have it ready. For Monday, January 25th, 2010. Can you hear that echo? I'm in my old apartment in New York City, and because I'm back here, because I'm doing some shit, and it's raining to beat the band. And actually this week we're going to have a very special guest who's actually over in the corner right now drying out his pants on the fan. His Grant Goodeve 8 is enough pants. Uninformed's own Mr. Joe DeRosa making his way over to the couch. Very special guest. I wish we had a studio audience so they could have clapped when you came in to sit down.
It would have sounded exactly the same if there was an audience here.
Oh, Joe, bringing the sunshine on a rainy day.
Dead silence.
How are you, man? It's been a long time. We haven't done an Uninformed for a while, and we were going to do one this week, but we can't, which is because...
because we're shooting the movie.
Yeah. You know, you've made like 3, here comes number 4, annoying sounds already.
What, did they come on here to get kicked around today?
No, not to get kicked around, Joe. It's my way of saying that I'm fond of you.
I noticed, by the way, you're not using your usual windsock on the mic. You switched over to a black windsock. You usually have that blue one.
Well, you know what happened was my dog chewed up the orange one. It was the orange one that I had. And then you know something?
Oh, I used the blue one.
Everybody ended up having the orange one. I went on a couple other people's podcasts. Jimmy Dore had the orange one. Everyone had the orange one. And I thought I was all fucking hip and cool. Like they didn't make 9 million of them and just put them out in every Guitar Center around there. No, I thought I had the original. Like I went on eBay and bought a vintage windscreen. I didn't.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer.
Yes, it is, Joe. Joe, let's tell our already. You know, you and I have very similar attitudes towards people.
Mm-hmm.
We're big into charities.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Helping out others.
Yep.
I went over to decide I was going to eat healthy. All right, Joe. So I go over to the little market over there that will remain nameless, so you can keep your anonymous life here.
Thank you.
Your big level of celebrity.
Thank you.
I walk in there, right, and this, you know, I'm trying to find some milk. So I'm sitting there looking. They had like strawberry flavored, blueberry flavor. I'm like, so I asked the guy who works there. I'm like, dude, what? Where's the regular milk? My friend, what? My friend. I'm like, where is the regular milk? And he goes, this is not milk. This is all yogurt. But it was in these big milk, like quart sort of. I've never seen yogurt in that. And he goes, "This is all yogurt." And then he does this big, exaggerated sweep to the other side of the aisle. The milk is over here.
Yeah.
So then I just pause and I look at him. I go, "All right. That's all I was asking you." And then he breaks into this big smile. "Oh, okay, my friend. I didn't know." Fuck you, you passive-aggressive cunt.
Yep.
You hate your fucking job, and you think just because I don't fucking work here, I don't have the goddamn store memorized.
Yeah.
And you're standing in the aisle with your I work here fucking apron. Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question where the shit is. You don't like it, you quit your fucking job.
I don't like either how he acts like it's normal that every store sells flavored drinkable yogurt. Like that's a product you see everywhere.
It looked like a quart. It was like, but it was shaped like sort of a bottom-heavy broad with no tits. It was shaped like that.
Do you know what I mean, though? He's acting like, well, obviously...
Shaped like one of those gymnasts.
Yeah,
or,
I got
or
you.
an A-cup chick who rides a bike too much.
I know what you're talking about. You know, I've seen it, Bill, because I'm a cultured man who's seen drinkable yogurt, but, you know, I wouldn't blame a guy.
They have drinkable yogurt?
That's what that shit was.
When did that come out?
I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Oh, all right.
I don't know when it came out. I mean, I knew it existed.
Dude, he was like a game show host with that. The milk is over here. Like this big sparkly curtain was going to fucking...
What a dickhead.
Exactly. You know what? I'm glad he fucking stocks the milk shelves, you know?
The yogurt shelves.
The yogurt No, he didn't. He was actually over by the eggs.
Cocksucker.
Yeah, I was in the right area.
Yeah, a guy did that to me today. I had to call a guy and ask him for information, and he goes, well, this was all in the email that I had sent you. Just like that, and I go...
Passive-aggressive, because
Yeah.
I can't call you a moron.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I must have missed that. I didn't see it. I apologize. And he goes, oh, well, no worries. I need to do this for you anyway, so it's not really a big deal. And it's like, well, if you needed to do it for me anyway, shut the fuck up. If you needed to do... Right. Why do you got to get your little jab in if you needed to do this for me anyway to begin with?
Okay, Joe, let's be honest here. We're both a couple of morons in both those situations. I wasn't reading the label. Both of them have jobs, and they want to say, why don't you read the label, you dumb cunt? Or why don't you read your email? But they can't, so they have to go passive-aggressive.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. You're in the service industry. I am not. Serve me. Sorry.
You just have zero tolerance, Joe. You just have zero tolerance. You're probably wondering, gee, Bill, why are you on the road on a Monday beginning? You usually come back for my stalkers who listen to this fucking thing every week. As I basically, I was just thinking, I'm basically documenting my life, 1 week at a time. Like, imagine if I just kept doing this.
It's like that Michael Keaton movie where he's dying.
Oh, is it?
Keeps videotaping everything.
What are you saying? My podcast is like an awful movie that no one can remember?
I like that movie. It's called My Life. It's very sad. Very sad.
You know what?
Movie.
I learned about young Joe DeRosa. And for those of you going, who the fuck is Joe DeRosa? That's a normal question.
Who dare would ask that question?
People who don't watch Comics Unleashed.
These people.
Or what else have you been on?
I had a
Gotham Comedy.
No, I
Club,
was
Comedy
on.
Central
I had
presents?
a premium blend. I had a presents, half-hour presents.
Ooh, that's not going to push you up a notch. Okay.
Show Z-Rock.
Z-Rock.
I've been on Carson Daly several times.
A regular performer. Back in New York.
Opie and Anthony, for Christ's sakes. I'm a goddamn regular.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I moved away and you took my slot. They never even missed me. That's when I realized when I went to L.A. just how fucking unbelievably replaceable I am. Not that they got somebody else, but that they replaced me with you, Joe.
Well, what I learned was all I had to do was go in and start trashing the guy that was there before me, which was you, and they immediately would stab you in the back and laugh.
Oh, well, that's what that whole show is about.
Yeah, just evil. As long as I brought a little evil in, they didn't give a shit. They're good guys.
That's what's the greatest part of that show. You smile at your friend as you see the bus coming up behind them, and at the last second you step out of the way without warning them.
Yeah.
You just watch them get run over.
What's the line from Goodfellas? It's your killers come with a smile. Yeah. What's the line?
I don't
remember. It's that line, whatever that line is.
So anyways.
Wait, what did you learn about me? You said you learned something about me.
You shake your foot
for
some reason. No, this is what I've learned about you, Joe, is that Joe is actually a big fan of romantic comedies.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I love them. You don't like them, do you?
No.
Why?
Yes, I don't. Because they make me uncomfortable. They make me not... Joe, with all your failed relationships, I thought we lined up here with, like, hating that sort of cheeseball stuff. Why are you fucking twitching your foot?
It's
like
what
that?
I do. It's how I sit. It's what I do when I sit. What do you care?
It's in my peripheral vision here. It's like it's distracting me.
Well, it's my apartment.
Dude, is that
No, whatever
is
that's.
that nervousness?
Yeah, it's nervousness.
Well, Joe, you're a friend of the show here. Like Opie and Anthony said.
I feel like a pal right now.
Yeah.
It's like a pal. You trash
What do
me.
you think? Do you think it's not going to happen? Okay, so
No,
it's
I'm
only
ner-
the left
I'm-
foot. He just crossed his right foot back over.
I'm a nervous guy. I shake my legs a lot. Seriously.
No, I understand that. I want to find out.
I thought I
why.
had that restless leg syndrome, but that's not what that is. That's when you're laying down, your legs won't stop moving. I don't have
Is that
that.
from like the 1800s? Who has restless leg syndrome?
No, they were just talking about it recently.
Giant fucking fairy tale warts on your face, living under a bridge.
So, yeah, look, here's why I like romantic comedies.
Over 120,000 people died from restless leg syndrome.
But you can't die from it. You just, Bill, I think now you're taking the joke a little too far. But
Oh, Joe. You know what? Your fucking personality just fits this fucking rainy day. You know that? You're just a cunt today. You know what this
I'm just
asshole did?
kidding.
This asshole. This is what Joe, just classic dirty white boy, right? It's fucking pouring out. He fucking sits down. He's putting on a brand new pair of sneakers. They look great. I'm like, Joe, what are you doing? You going to wear those outside? He goes, yeah, I don't like new sneakers. I got to muck them up a little bit.
yeah, I can look a little worn in, that's all.
Why, Joe? So you can look like, you're the real deal?
No, they just look
You're
too
worried that
new.
people are going to think that you're rich? They are new. They're nice.
They're not new.
Well, Joe,
I've
when
had
you
those
buy a
sneakers
new
for
car
months.
someday,
They won't.
you're going to sideswipe a
No,
mail
that's
truck
different.
just to muck it up a little bit?
No, that's different.
Give it
you
some
see,
character?
You've seen my beautiful wardrobe in there. I keep my sport coats very crisp and clean. I keep my ties ironed. Some things you like to look new. Some things you like to look a little worn in. It's like a ball. When you get a baseball hat, you don't want it to look brand new off the shelf. You want it to
Yeah,
have
you do.
the creases and the fucking fade
Oh, right.
and all
So
that
people,
shit.
when they walk down the street, they can, smell your sweaty hair?
No, dude. You like a brand new hat? Have you ever seen when they now sell the hats that look worn in for that very reason? When I was in college,
Yeah, I don't like those.
When I was in
You know
college-
what those are for? Those are to make it seem like you supported the team for years
no,
and
they're
years.
not. They just look cooler. That's it. That's
No,
all
they
it
don't.
is.
They're filthy.
They're not filthy. They look worn in. When I was in college, guys would buy baseball hats. We'd put them in the first thing you did, put them in the washer. You'd wash it immediately to get it loose and creased up a little bit because it looked better.
Yeah,
that
no, and then
way.
you take your brand new sneakers and run around in the rain because it looked
They're
better.
not brand
to
new.
Well, they were new enough, Joe. Nice shiny fucking
I'm
laces.
saying they're not getting that worn in look. They still look puffy and
Dude, they look great.
all right to you.
Do you know how?
Thank you.
My opinion doesn't mean good, cool. You'd look if you came out on stage with a nice new pair of sneakers instead of coming out there with the fucking Mike Birbiglia wardrobe.
What are you talking
He
about?
dresses all frumpy. That's
I come
his
out-
look.
I don't-
You're stealing from Mike Birbiglia.
I come out on stage. I wear a tie. I wear goddamn sweaters. I look fucking fantastic when I'm on stage.
No, you don't. You know why, Joe? You
Yes,
know
I
what,
do.
You know what ruins a suit? Cheap shoes. And you, my friend, wear cheap
Are
dress
you
shoes.
out of your mind?
No, I'm not. I'm totally competent.
Do you know how much my dress shoes cost? Let's not get into it because that's tacky.
How much do they cost, Joe?
They cost enough, my
Joe,
friend.
they're almost see-through. I can
Billy,
watch you wiggle your toes.
Do you want me to go in there and pull out the dress shoes I'm wearing these days?
Oh, these days. Well, then
Yeah.
you kicked it up a notch because the other days, meaning all the days I ever worked with you, you came out with some shit that
Meaning
looked like
2 years ago.
They look like you worked with me 2 years ago.
See, I was dressed at your goddamn Hudson or whatever theater show you did here, Town Hall.
Whatever theater show, Town
Town Hall?
Town Hall. You mean
I
the
couldn't
one-
remember the name of it. I'm saying
Well, nice to know. It was a big night in your life. Too,
it was
Joe.
a big night in my life. And I strolled in. I looked like fucking sharp. Everybody was going, look at those fucking shoes.
No, they weren't. They were talking about your face because you weren't all bloated with booze for once.
Bill,
That's what we were talking about.
Bill, I had 17 fucking people come up to me that night and go, dude,
All right.
those
This is-
shoes
hey,
are...
everybody who's listening right now, you know when somebody's lying. When 17 people.
All right.
I counted them.
Bill,
All right, Joe. Wait, so you bought some nice shoes. Okay, fine. My fault. But up until then, Joe, the shoes you were wearing on stage looked like they were a combination.
I like how you think
dress
you're a good dresser.
Dress shoes, and slippers.
I know what pair of shoes you're talking about. I wore them one time with you, and you made fun of me, and I never wore them again because I didn't feel like hearing it from you. And for your advice,
That's not true. You wore them on that whole tour. So let's not fight.
For
Let's
your
not fight.
advice,
It's already raining
after
out.
after that weekend, I got emails from people going, "I thought your shoes were really nice. I don't know why Bill was fucking with your shoes so much on stage when you were up there together."
Oh, now the phantom emails of people who agreed with you.
I know what you're doing. You're
Dude,
baiting
you know what you
me.
did?
I'm taking the bait.
No.
Congratulations.
I'm not, Joe. I thought it was going to be a funny conversation. I didn't know. Joe, your mood is really affected by the weather. I'm really understanding.
No, I find myself to be quite presentable, and I get a little offended when somebody says that I look like a bum. I don't look like a bum.
I never said you looked like a bum.
You said frumpy.
I said that's Birbiglia's look.
Yeah, and I don't dress that way. I don't know what you're talking about. I dress very. I
All right.
take a lot of pride in my
Forget it.
appearance.
Fine, Joe. You're a fucking fashion plate.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. All I told you to do is not wear brand new sneakers in the fucking rain. Just asked why you do it. Muck them up a little bit. And then you come in 10 minutes later, pissed off how wet you got out there.
Yeah.
With your pants draped over the fucking fan. You wanted to wear brand new sneakers out there? Sorry. Sorry for me giving a shit about
They're
your
not
fucking
brand
wardrobe.
new for the 80th time.
They look brand new compared to the stuff that you usually wear. Sorry, Joe. Okay?
Well, because
That's what I'm
Chuck,
saying.
you're not supposed to wear.
I resent the fact that you say that I'm not a nice dresser right now, sitting around doing a podcast.
Well, you're-
No, I am not. But Joe, I look I'm old school, dude. I go on stage, I look presentable.
Dude, I wear fucking ties. I wear sport coats. I wear sweaters. I wear dress shoes. I'm telling you something, dude.
What, that $120 fucking
What?
that Gap suit that you wear?
Gap suit?
Joe, you look like you're selling encyclopedias. I didn't want to say that. But when you go on
Oh,
stage, dude,
Bill,
I'm fucking with
I
you,
know
Joe.
you're
Stop being
fucking
such
with
a
me.
fucking, this got all serious. This isn't serious.
I know. I just said you're baiting me. I'm taking the bait. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, it's the congratulations part.
Oh,
Taking
I'm
the
sorry.
bait. Congratulations. I'm glad you're having fun.
I fell for it. All right. What do you want from me? I always fall for it.
All right, Joe. I don't know what to tell you. So this is Joe DeRosa, and I do once every 6 months we do an uninformed. Joe, tell our listeners why we're not doing an uninformed this week, considering we're sitting here next to each other.
Because we're doing a movie. We're shooting a movie.
That's right.
That I am, if I can say so, directing and producing and acting in, and you are also acting in it and producing it, and it's a little
And
crazy and busy right now. So is Robert Kelly.
So is Robert Kelly. So we wrote a short film. Believe it or not, us three shitheads actually are going to complete something.
Yes. Yes.
It's incredible.
It is.
I was blown away last night when we were sitting here rehearsing. And I'm like, this is actually fucking funny, and we're actually going to shoot this.
Yes.
And then what happens? One rainy day, couple of comments about your wardrobe, and all that fucking love and feeling
Well,
goes
I've
out
been
the
a little
damn window.
stressed with all the responsibilities I've
Dude, why is
taken
your
on.
mic so fucking loud?
Maybe
Probably
it's you.
because you didn't check it before.
No, but I have them on the same level, dude. You have a fucking booming voice, Joe. It's
Yeah, we can't be at the same level. We're always at different levels when we do this.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe. Thank you for basically stating what I said. I kind of use your shit. You say you always want to have these knobs right around 12 o'clock. That's exactly what and that's how you sound in my head, by the way.
But you adjust the trim, and I always tell you that. You adjust the trim.
All right, Joe, you know something? People recommend movies. All right, here's something here. Somebody recommended this movie, and I've never heard of it because it's a romantic comedy.
Okay.
And I want to know what you think about it. It said, movies. Some of the listeners will call me a fag, but watch the movie 500 Days of Summer. It's by definition a romantic comedy, but this one is really funny and pretty much, for me, sums up relationships in our 20s and 30s.
I've heard it's a tremendous film. I've never seen it.
What 500 days? Why are there 500 days? Because they're so in love that the summer seems endless.
No, because I think the girl's name is Summer, and the total time that they're together is 500 days.
Oh, I get it. So 500 days. So this person spends how much is 500 days? About a year and a half.
Yeah.
So he spent 500 days with Summer. And what happens in the end, Joe? Do you think he marries her, and then it's the fall?
I don't think so. I think it's something where there's a little bit of a twist where one
Gets an
character
abortion.
doesn't believe in love and the other one does, and then that sort of shifts. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Is there an abortion or anything like that in it?
I think there's a brutal rape scene.
Oh, that's right. I was going to see this. Harvey Keitel's jerking off in her face.
Yeah, he comes in, he shows his dick,
That's right.
and then
Then he starts crying.
that Harvey Keitel is
Actually, you want a great recommendation for a movie, speaking of Harvey Keitel crying and jerking off? That new Bad Lieutenant was fucking amazing. Nicolas Cage was off the charts in it.
I thought it was funny.
It was hilarious.
But was that like a Snakes on the Plane thing where they started to make it seriously, then they realized they actually had a comedy and they just went with it?
No, it's supposed to be funny and creepy, and it's both, and it's fucking amazing.
Okay.
He was off the fucking meter in it, man.
All right.
He plays
I think
crazy.
I'm going to watch 500 Days of Summers first, so I'm going to check that out just for the brutal rape scene. Do you know what would be amazing is just like, every movie's been done. That hasn't been done. In a romantic comedy, there's never been a brutal rape scene. So it's funny is that adjective with rape has been used so much that that's actually an expression. Brutal rape scene. It's never a horrific rape scene. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like whenever you look in like the movies and they review something, they'll say woefully miscast. You're never horrifically miscast, or another awful word, another adjective that means awful. Can you please help me, dude? I've just really talked myself in the corner here.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's always
brutal rape. It's severe.
Yeah, I thought you're Carlos Mencia on that fucking thing.
I thought you adjusted it.
Maybe I'm just because I got
headphones. It looks fine
on
the meter. Yeah, are your headphones turned way up?
Dude, when you start talking in my head, you know what it sounds like? Like when fucking black dudes back in the day had the hatchback and the stereo and the bumper would be going.
I'll tell you what, Bill, I hate to break it to you.
What?
You're a little low is the problem.
What do you mean I'm a little low?
You're not going up.
No, that's yours, dude. That's yours. I turned you down.
No. When you're talking, you're a little low. I'm looking at the meter.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. I'm right here, dude. I don't want to be up in the red.
Okay. You weren't a second ago. That's the only reason I said
Joe,
that.
It's called dynamics. Sometimes you bring them down. You pull the listeners closer to their clock radios. All right. Whatever,
Clock
Joe.
radios.
Oh, I got you a clock radio, by the way.
I know. You gave it to me already. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, the old-fashioned one, just
Thank
like you wanted, with batteries.
Thank you.
And a shower
I
curtain.
said thank you very much. I appreciated it. Thank you.
All right.
Listen to me.
So anyways, we're making a fucking movie here.
We're making a fucking movie, huh?
Yeah, huh?
I feel like it's like Citizen Kane. I'm going to do a big speech tomorrow before we shoot the first scene. What do you think my speech should be
I know
tomorrow?
what everybody's thinking. What is it about? It's a romantic comedy. And believe it or not, there's a brutal rape scene. And we're going to get Harvey Keitel to come down and show his cock. And it's going to be the greatest. How long is this film? About 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be down to 15 when we're all done with it. But I don't know if that'll happen.
We can't tell you what it's about. You're just going to have to wait for it to come to your local AMC 20-minute movies theaters, right?
Yeah, look for it on Netflix on some sort of best of short films of 2010 or...
Maybe they can show it. Maybe they can show it. In the beginning when they try to get you to buy popcorn and that type of shit.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is we can maybe shop it around to some theaters, like some of these art house theaters, and see if they'll show it before the features. I think some theaters do that sort of thing there, Bill.
Yeah, and the last thing we want to do is put it up on the internet so all these cunts get it for free, and we just have more free art. But you have to do it now, isn't that what it is?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to. Who the fuck are you to charge people?
Yeah, I know. What do you get after we invested all this money in the movie? And I like when people send you emails and like, yeah, I downloaded your album. Sorry, dude. LOL. Like you think it's funny. You know what I mean? It's like it's not funny.
Yeah.
It isn't. You cunts. You cheap fucks.
Yeah.
Whatever happened
Why
do I do that? So now you know
what's awesome?
Is next week everyone's going to send me emails telling me that they illegally downloaded my shit, thinking that they're totally original, that they sent me that email.
There's a band called Spoon. I'm a big fan of them. Their new album just came out, and the last thing it says in the liner notes is buying records in record stores is cool. Like, I don't know why everybody has turned their back on this, but it's still awesome to go in and actually buy an album and read the liner notes and look at the artwork and all that shit.
Joe, I got to be honest. If I was young and I had no money and I never paid for music, like think of something you never paid for. Well, they were able to do that with water. I never paid for water when I was a kid. Oh, I know. We have to scare them that free music is actually going to give you cancer or something like that.
They tried.
Like they did with the water.
They tried. They said you're going to get viruses and everybody downloading files was going to get caught. And then what happened? Fucking hipster Mac came along and Apple said, hey guys, you don't get viruses with our computers. Have a fucking field day. and you can go
No,
and
but the only
download
reason why
whatever you
there's no
want.
viruses on this thing is because the virus makers haven't decided to attack it, isn't that
Which,
what it is?
why? I don't understand why.
Because everybody likes the underdog, but eventually these guys aren't going to be the underdog, the Apples, and then when they catch up with PCs, you know, it's like the Red Sox. You know, if it was Red Sox Yankees and the Red Sox hadn't won in so long, a lot of people, you know, I'll go with the fucking Red Sox just because they're the underdogs. And then once we won, and then we were walking around going, yeah, fucking champions, man. Everybody immediately fucking hated us.
Right.
And now I would say, arguably, we are just about as hated as the Yankees, I would think. Oh, wait, I'm talking sports.
Yeah, I'm tuned out. I zoned
I'm
out.
going to talk sports.
This is how.
I'm gonna talk sports
This
later,
is how
sorry.
much I don't give a shit about sports. You were talking about that, and you see that empty plastic container over there.
Uh-huh.
I literally zoned in on that and just was focused on that 100%.
Well, you know something, Joe? I don't like romantic comedies either, but when you talk about them, I at least have the decency to listen.
I heard you though. The underdogs. I'm with you.
Yeah, you heard the couple of nouns.
I'm with you. I'm breaking your
Adjectives.
balls back a little. Right away, you're getting
Oh,
fucking
you know,
fresh
you're
with
getting
me.
Fresh with me. All right, Joe. We got something here, another segment on my podcast. We got segments on this podcast, Joe.
Do you, Bill?
Yes, I do. You'd like to hear another one?
Yes,
this
I
one
would.
is called Unacceptable.
All right.
This is the one I learned. That's the word I use now instead of you fucking cunt when I'm mad at corporations. I keep my cool. I try to, unless I forgive myself a halftime speech before I call up, and I just keep telling them whatever is going on is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Well, there's no one above me. You can't talk to me. That's unacceptable. I have to talk to someone above you.
Yeah,
I know
it's-
you're not running the company. I know you're just doing your job, ma'am. You do the nice thing. You just keep saying it's unacceptable. So here's an unacceptable one that has to do with Kentucky Fried Chicken. All right? Let me see if I can get to this
I'm a
thing
big
here.
fan of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I know. That's why I decided to read this. I'm like, Joe likes to eat that slop.
It's delicious.
Do you really think those chickens come from Kentucky?
don't
What's
give a
the deal?
It
Why?
doesn't come from Kentucky, and it's barely chicken.
What if it's good tasting chicken in Seattle?
I mean, it's fried. It should just be called fried. 1 out of 3. This is not a winning ratio.
Hey, by the way, what did you think about all that? They've been asking the whole time they were going through. People were asking me about the whole Conan Tonight Show, Leno Tonight Show, that whole thing. Like, what you thought about all of that? What are your feelings?
Here I come with my typical glowing positivity.
Okay.
I think it is a high watermark of the end of entertainment as we know it. When a move like that gets pulled, they have stepped so far over the line that they have ever stepped over before.
Right.
The audacity of it. They've set a new standard for how much they are willing to fuck you. And all I could think the whole time was, if they'll fuck Conan, what goddamn chance do I have?
I know.
What chance do I have?
That was the classic. Well, welcome to L.A., pal. That's how it fucking goes. I
Unreal.
just think that, I don't know. Conan is like, I came up on Letterman and Conan. So when, it was Letterman, I'd watch Letterman and then I watched Conan. And then when Conan came up, like, I just feel he got fucked because they never gave him the Tonight Show in that, when Jay got the Tonight Show, he didn't have to follow Johnny Carson bombing for an hour doing a watered-down version of the Tonight Show. Like, I get why Jay doesn't want to leave. I get that part, but I just feel like Conan got fucked on that whole ratings thing where, Jay was going, he wasn't getting the ratings. He wasn't getting the ratings. When he's doing that whole passive-aggressive, I was just doing what management said.
Right. He's such a fucking company man.
Well, the thing about him is if he would just come out and just be like, look, I had a number one show. I wasn't looking to retire, and when they asked me to retire, if he just owned up to what he did, and if he just said, look, yeah, I didn't want to retire, and I just fucked, and they didn't think I was going to be number one in 5 years, and I'm like, well, I'll fucking show them. And then when the time is perfectly right, I'm going to say, guess what? I'm not retiring, because that's a great fucking business move. That's what he did. If he just owned up to that and said, like, yeah, and I want to get my fucking show back, if he just owned up to it, rather than acting so powerless, like, management came and talked to me, and they said, we want you to leave in 5 years, and I said, okay, if that's what you want me to do, and just keeps doing that shit, that's where that dude becomes annoying, because anybody with half a brain can realize that it didn't go down like that. I just think Conan got fucked because, Leno got 18 months. He struggled for 18 months before he got going.
and he got to go on after a hit show. He got to go on after ER. I mean, it'd be like, Joe, how do you think you would do if a comic went on before you and walked half the room? And
Yeah,
then
I
you
know.
go on stage, and it's like you got to spend half your show just trying to turn it into a show again. And I think NBC's making a huge mistake because they're creating a generation gap because it's going to go from a 60-year-old guy down to a 35-year-old guy, and it's like there's nobody from my generation.
Well, it's
You know?
it's
I'm going to start watching Kimmel.
I like Kimmel.
I never watched him just because I always watched Letterman, and then I would watch Conan. But then him coming out dressed as Jay and shit, it was
Yeah.
funny, and I'm like, I like this guy.
Kimmel's good. I like Ferguson a lot, and I think Letterman's still funny.
Yeah, I love Letterman. I like. I never watch. I gotta admit, I never watched Colin Ferguson because I'm kind of a racist.
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson. Sorry, I never watched.
Racist? What do you mean?
Yeah, I just hear that accent, and I'm like, yeah. When don't you go back to fucking Brussels?
Brussels.
He's from Scotland.
Yeah, I think Scotland. I think it's Scotland. Right?
Folks, I mean,
Folks!
Yeah.
I can't. I was going to try to ad lib. I got nothing.
No, you should. But I got to tell you, the way Conan went out, his last show was great. It was totally positive. He gave this inspirational speech that wasn't corny, and then in the end, he had Will Ferrell come out dressed as Ronnie Van Zant. I think that's the right name, the lead singer of Leonard Skinner, and they did Freebird, and he came out and played, and Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, Jeff Beck, and that fucking black dude that everybody likes.
Stevie Wonder?
No.
James Brown.
No. He hangs out with that other white dude who fucking plays an acoustic guitar.
Sherrod Small.
But it's keep going. Not as black as that. A little lighter. Come on, man.
Keith Robinson.
No, he plays an acoustic guitar. There's
Babyface.
not a lot of them.
Babyface.
God damn it.
John Mayer.
Who's the guy who fucking? He's the white dude. He's not Dave Matthews. He plays the
John Mayer.
No.
Eric Clapton.
Do you know John Mayer? I always buy Rolling Stone when I fly. I just read it, whatever, try to keep up on, whatever the fuck they're saying is good music. And they had on the picture a shirtless John Mayer. And I want to say he had at least one of his arms behind his head. And I was just like, I can't fucking buy that. And that's one of those guys where he's constantly going on TV trying to address why people are saying he's a douchebag, and then he just continues to do stuff where he's lobbing it over the net to be called a douchebag. I mean, maybe he has no sense of how you come off, but, I got a lot of balls talking about that level of fame, but I know goddamn well, Joe, that if I ever posed shirtless on a fucking magazine cover and I wasn't doing it as a joke, I can't answer my phone for at least fucking 6 months because everything's gonna be you fucking fag, you fucking douchebag. It's gonna be all of that. I'm not saying the dude is a bad guy, but his just complete confusion as to why people continue to come at him like that. It's like, okay, first of all, every fucking hot chick from 14 to 44 wants to bang you. Right there, the jealousy of all guys involved. Right there, there's a certain amount of just out of jealousy are going to think that you're a douchebag.
Right.
Okay, but then if you add that shit.
Jesus Christ, dude. It's so funny. Why do you keep calling me a douchebag? Hold on, more fucking glitter around the eyes. I want more glitter around the eye.
He's not that bad. But
I know.
What's funny
yeah.
is he's actually a fucking great guitarist. If he would just it's like, dude, did Stevie Ray Vaughan, he's got a Stevie Ray Vaughan tattoo on his shoulder. It's like, did Stevie Ray Vaughan ever fucking do that? The only thing he was missing, he should have just been in like a backyard with like one of those rope swings. Or I don't even know what the fuck it is.
Swinging from a tire?
Yeah, just... No, but then that would have been funny. Like, I literally, I don't know if this means I'm like homophobic, I couldn't buy the fucking magazine. Just
How
because...
could you?
I can't be on the fucking... Like, I'd have to tear the cover off.
How could you? How could you? Is that publication worth anything anymore? I haven't read it in years.
I like it because it does give you a condensed sort of version because they do have the top 10, like what the radio things. And I know a bunch of people will be like, that magazine's corporate and it sucks, man.
No,
Why don't you look at this one? Because I'm fucking 41. I don't have time. So I
didn't like when they made it small.
I didn't like that either, and I also don't like them. Like, Bob Dylan could record him shitting into a bucket, and they would still give it 4 stars.
Did you hear that Christmas album? Did you hear it?
No.
It was ridiculous. It sounded like a Saturday Night Live sketch. It was ridiculous. He literally did songs like Here Comes Santa Claus, and it's Bob Dylan going, Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa. It was ridiculous.
And what did Rolling Stone give it?
I don't know.
Did they say he redefined Christmas?
He probably. I am not a fan of Bob Dylan's work. I appreciate the man's abilities and his skill and his talent. I do not ever want to listen to any of his music, ever.
I like that Tangled Up in Blue. He's got a couple songs that
How's
I like.
that one go?
He goes home and it's a day with the day with the boo. Where was the day with the day with the day with the boo?
I like Lay Lady Lay across my big brass bed.
Oh, I hate that one.
I like that one.
Hey, can you guys vote out there and just say and vote which one of us is more tone deaf when we sing?
Yeah, I like that one. I like Hurricane. I know that's a cheesy one to like, but I like it.
Yeah, that's the one they ended up making the movie with Denzel. And everybody flipped out because Denzel didn't win an Oscar, which obviously meant that it was racist, right? Forget about the fact that Martin Scorsese fucking did Goodfellas, Raging Bull, and like fucking whatever, Taxi Driver, all these other, and he never won one. But it's racism because he got passed over.
Well, the fair point they make is no black guys ever win them. I agree with that. I agree that they would go, for Christ's sakes, Denzel is the guy that's made it to the top.
You know,
and
that's
you give
a
the
great
guy
point.
an Oscar. It's not like you're giving it to tons of black dudes. I think it was him and Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, but that's kind of like that. But that is in a way not necessarily racist. I gotta wait till everybody goes, "Oh, geez, she's flipping out." Because, dude, you know what it is? People. You know what I've learned through stand-up is people give a fuck about themselves. And not in a bad, necessarily always 100% in a bad way. People are focused on themselves and what appeals to them in their fucking group. So they're not going to be, like, the fact that a bunch of white people continue to watch white movies and go, oh my God, it made me cry, I totally could relate, is not racist.
Right.
It's like when, okay, I was talking about this last week. I'm doing stand-up, right? I'm telling jokes there, Joe. I'm out there, I'm killing the room. All right. I come out, one of the first things I did, I was talking about swine flu, and the gist of the joke is I'm wishing a plague on the world. Everybody's laughing, everybody's having a great time. Then I came around to that bit, what are you, a fag? Making fun of homophobia, but there was, I guess, at least one gay dude, or someone who had a gay brother, I don't know, there was 4 of them, and I guess in the middle of it, someone went, fucking homophobe, but I couldn't hear what he was saying because of, I don't know, my ears are fucked up, I couldn't hear it, so I said, what'd you say? And I guess they stormed out, and I found out later that he said, you fucking homophobe. First of all, the joke was making fun of homophobia, and not only that, dude, I made fun of fat people, I wished plagues on everybody, and everything was fucking fine.
Yeah,
everything was funny, everything's a fucking joke, till it comes around to that shit. Because that's what the fuck that dude gives a fuck about, because that's his daily existence, being that guy. So what I'm saying is just because a bunch of white people, okay, 40s and 50s, all right, you got us. 60s, you got us. But 70s, 80s, 90s, and all the way through, if a bunch of white people are paying attention to white movies, you know?
I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. People just, I got groaned at the other night. It pissed me off because I was talking about America helping Haiti out. And I was like, you don't understand. You're telling me we need to stay out of Iraq, but we need to go into Haiti. And I was like, don't you see how one can't happen without the other? We have to steal the oil so we can be the superpower, so we can help Haiti.
No,
and
you know what's great is they're already talking about putting a permanent base down there so we can protect them.
Yeah,
That's how we build our
Sure,
empire.
yeah.
Let's help us out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to build a Best Buy.
So I go, don't you get it? I go, we're the celebrity. Like, this is how celebrities work. We're like Angelina Jolie. Like, she probably, fucking threw coffee in some intern's face one time and burned the skin off his skull. And she's like, I feel shitty about that. I'm going to go adopt a black kid and bring it all full circle. And I go, adopt a black kid. Everybody goes, oh. And it's like, what are you groaning at right now?
I'll tell you what they're groaning at. Because they want to believe, Joe. People want to believe that people are good and that they do things because for good reasons only.
But if I would have said poor kid, they wouldn't have groaned. I said black kid, so they groaned. It was a black kid.
Maybe it was at that. And not only was it a black kid, it was the best-looking black kid she could find over there.
I know. They give that little blue fucking mohawk.
Yeah, she got the American Idol black kid. Shit, I can't take this.
I like how loose you keep this. You pick up the phone, you
yeah.
just let it ring. You don't give a fuck.
Joe, didn't the fact that I was adjusting the levels as we were doing the show, that didn't give it away that this thing was kind of fly-by-night? All right, so you made a point. But that's the thing, like, you have to learn to, if you are the group that is kind of running shit, you do have to have some empathy, and you do have to, every once in a while, you got to toss somebody an Oscar. I guess, is that my point?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, do you think, like, all those Arab cab drivers give a fuck that they pushed out, fucking Paddy McO'Rourke or whatever? He doesn't get to drive a fucking cab anymore. What about all those Irish guys? Hey, Mac, where you going? Those guys all get kicked out. You think they give a fuck? They don't. But does that mean they hate Irish people? They don't give a shit. They're just fucking hooking each other up.
You know, I feel bad for.
Because they like each other.
You know, I feel bad for Indians.
Did I just compare black people not getting an Oscar to an Irish guy not being able to drive a cab?
Yeah.
What a fucking moron.
But yeah, I feel bad for Indians, not American Indians. I mean, I feel bad for them too, but India Indians,
the real ones,
because they had the 7-Eleven industry locked down. That was their shit, and now it's all Arab dudes. And I'm Arab, so good for the Arabs. But they just got shoved out of that business, man. Like,
yeah, but they got shoved. They also had the whole world locked down at one point, and then England went over there and took them over.
Yeah,
that's kind of happened to them a lot. How
does England take anything over? I like England, but you know.
I don't know, Joe. I've read.
Could you imagine getting bullied by an English kid?
I read like a third of a book about Winston Churchill and Gandhi, and then I don't know what I did after that. I started reading this book about Ric Flair after that. That's how I read. All right,
I love Ric Flair.
You want me to? Let me just get back to the unacceptable story here.
We just sounded so fucking stupid, dude.
Oh, by the way, and this is why we do the radio show uninformed. Absolutely. You know what's great about it, Joe? It's the fucking people who listen to this. It makes them feel better about themselves, like they're not fucking morons too. That's my favorite part of the show. These guys are fucking idiots.
I said I felt sorry for Indians, and you go, they ruled the world till the English took over. And then I said, how do you let an English guy push you around? And then you said something about Ric Flair. It was just stream of stupidity. There was not one worthwhile piece of information.
It's actually my fantasy, Joe, that my listeners are just as dumb as I am.
I hope so.
I just throw it out there because I don't have to. One of the great things, Joe, about free art is you don't have to be nice to the people who listen to you.
No.
Because I've had people complain, and I've just been like, hey, well, don't listen.
You know what my fantasy is?
What am I going to make? How do you make less than zero? I guess you can lose money.
My fantasy is that the people that listen to the Uninformed show are actually smarter than us and cultured and build us up like it's a brilliant commentary on the thought process of the average American. And
they actually think that we're smart and we're not the genuine article.
It's like one of those movies where the guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing becomes famous because of it. And he's just like, yeah, sure, everybody, I'll play along.
Then there's a brutal rape scene. All right, this is unacceptable. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Here we go. Where the fuck do we start? Anyways, I want to share with you my unacceptable experience at KFC. There is a KFC by my house that at least 3/4 of the time I visit it does not have any crispy chicken available. And last night when I went there at 6:30 p.m., right in the middle of the dinner hour, my computer just shit it. Right in the middle of the dinner hour, they again told me, sorry, no crispy chicken at this time. It will take 16 minutes to cook more. I had enough, did not respond in any way so that the punks could not turn anything around on me, and I just left. Went down to, I don't know, you got a chili dog or some shit. Anyways, so today after work I found myself craving crispy chicken breast and a wing combo again. And against my better judgment, I went back to this fucking place. They gave me my meal, and I started to leave. But before I left, I was like, you know what? These people don't exactly have a great track record. So I opened the bag, and lo and behold, the breast looked a little small. I lifted the skin, saw it was dark meat. So I went back to the drive-thru window and waited 5 minutes while blowing my horn for someone to at least give a shit. When the girl came to the window, I said very nicely, I asked for a breast and a wing, and I got a thigh. She said to me, nah, I made it myself. It's a breast. Like I'm too retarded to know the difference between white and dark meat and the sizes as well. So I said, no, I eat breasts a lot. I know what a breast is. She began to spew some crap about it was just some sort of small breast or something. But because I didn't let her finish, I just said it's a thigh. So finally she decided to realize I wasn't taking any crap, so she said, okay. 5 minutes later, they bring my food back, asking me if I need any sauces. I ignored their too little too late attempt at customer service, took the food and left. When I got home, they hadn't closed the mashed potatoes. All the gravy was spilled all over the side of the box. Not only that, but the breast they gave me was only partially cooked. Obviously, once again, they were ill-prepared, blah, 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 blah. So for the first time in my life, I find myself writing a letter of complaint to the company's corporation headquarters, in which I describe the situation above with the word unacceptable intermittently dispersed throughout the letter. Not sure how long it will be before I receive any responses, but their website feedback only allowed 1,800 characters. This is where it goes off the rails because he hasn't found out what happened.
Well, this is your problem, number one. Why you don't write? First of all, you did the right thing by making an account of all the mishaps. Don't write a letter. Just call the place up. Call the customer service line on the website, complain, and demand compensation before you hang up. And they'll probably send you a bunch of free coupons and shit like that.
So we can go back to this completely inept KFC. The thing about this is
free if it's free, fuck it, you know. So I'm serious.
Can you please say that again, Joe?
If it's free, fuck it, you know.
There you go. Okay. Well, Joe DeRosa. This is why I brought Joe in. Every once in a while, I bring an expert in, just like Oprah. You should be sitting here in scrubs right now, dude. You know something? I got to admit, when it comes to food, I don't complain. Like I would ask for my money back, and I would go that route. But I would not be like, listen, it's a thigh. I know what a thigh is. Get me a thigh, and then they disappear and come back. I mean,
I'll tell you what he needs to do. Because, I've done this so many times. I've been in these situations, and I always complain. I would go to the manager of the restaurant,
right,
and go and be like, I don't mean the night shift manager. I want the guy that runs this shop. That guy. He's not here. When's he here? I'll be back. And go back, and then you go to that guy, and you go, listen to me, buddy. Here's all the shit you guys fucked up. Don't curse, but, however you got to phrase
that's
it.
How you're gonna say
yeah, no.
I like this fantasy calm Joe that you're creating.
No, dude, trust me, I did.
This is what I would. You've actually been able to.
When I have to do this, yeah, if I collect myself, I can do this. If I call in the moment, that's when I fuck up. But if I get my shit together, I can do this. You go in calm and you go, listen, here's the deal. These are all the mistakes you've made. I'm a loyal customer. I spend a lot of money here. I keep coming back. I'm telling you right now. Either you give me compensation, and you really got to play up. This is the angle you got to play up. You can't just say, I ordered this and I got that, because then it's just going to be like, well, they made a mistake. You got to play up every time I order, they give me the wrong thing. But what's worse than that, and what's truly unacceptable, people make mistakes. Okay, fine.
Get to the point, Joe.
The fact that your staff is unable to live up to their mistakes, and when I ask for them to rectify them, they give me an attitude like I am somehow wrong for what they screwed up.
Joe, you know what? You're 100% right, because I'm about ready to give you a refund just to not listen to the rest of this.
And then you go and you go work with me here, and if the guy gives you any problem, then you go, well, I'm going to go to corporate. I want your store number and I want your full name.
Jesus
and
Christ,
try and go and if the guy gives you any trouble, go, really, you're not going to give it to me? Well, I know your first name because I see on your name tag. You think I'm not going to figure out what this is? Because some of them won't do that. Like, I've had people walk away from me. I'm not giving you information. Threaten them, man.
Joe DeRosa says to make threats. I like that.
But after.
I'll call corporate. All right. Here's overrated, underrated. We got to start wrapping this thing up here, Joe. See what happens?
I got to go now, actually. I got to get dressed.
Well, thank you for dropping in and dropping by.
I got to go into the other room.
I hope your pants are dry on the fan. I fucking miss this place, man.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
Joe. Plug
Joe.
something?
Yeah, why not, Joe? Whore yourself out.
Thanks, Bill.
When's you whore out your sneaker contract?
My album is coming out on Comedy Central Records. It'll be out very soon.
What did you call it? Did you call it what I wanted you to call it?
No. It's called The Depression Auction, which I think is a great title. So, why are you shaking your head? You don't like it?
I liked your other one better.
It's Fuck Time at the Shit Party, dickhead?
Yeah.
They won't let me name it that. Because too many curses in the title.
Oh, that promotes curiosity. Is this the most filthy comedian ever?
The next one.
And it all would have been the look on your face, like something was about ready to happen. Looks like
gotta be this
Fuck
look.
Time at the Shit Party, dickhead. That would have been great.
Anyway, it's called The Depression Auction. It'll be out on Comedy Central Records in a couple months. And I got some headlining dates coming up. I'm doing.
Oh, Jesus, Joe.
I got a night at Vinnie Brand's Stress Factory in February. I think it's...
Is that like Tyler Perry's Stress Factory? Vinnie Brand's Stress Factory?
Yeah.
New Brunswick, New Jersey?
It's on Thursday, I believe, the 11th, I think. So come out to that, all right?
All right, Joe. That was some of the worst hyping ever. Joe DeRosa, everybody. I swear to God.
You know.
What happened? You just lost your momentum there.
No, I was trying to... Because I wanted you to be happy about my album title, and you kind of shook your head. And you're my friend.
No, I like it. But I'm just saying, like, it's shit time at the fuck party. I was kind of wishing,
Fuck time at the shit party.
Whatever the fuck it is. It's funny.
I know. It was like it couldn't happen. I had to call it something else. And Depression Auction is a bit I do. And it's,
because they won't let you. Which is why we're making our own fucking movie.
Exactly.
Because that's what this business is. You come up with an idea, and then you go up to these people who aren't funny, and you go, is it okay if we do this? And they're like, no, it isn't. And you go, okay, and you got to come back with some other stuff.
I actually never even asked if I could call it that.
Oh, Joe. I'm disappointing in you like a parent. All right. Okay, so now it's back to the regular podcast. Me just babbling. I'm going to read underrated, overrated over the week. Here's a question I have for you guys. What do you think is more overpriced? Okay, just little cunty fucking items. What do you think is more overpriced? Disposable razors or orange juice? Because both of those products, they've somehow... Like if I was in the corporate world and I was trying to decide how to make more money off of our product, that would be my presentation. That we somehow have to have our product to be perceived the same way disposable razors and orange juice, I always say that wrong, orange juice are perceived. And that would be my presentation. I have like this fucking build-up of music, and it would be like disposable razors, orange juice, and then bam, whatever the fuck we were selling. Fucking Kool-Aid, just like orange juice. It is drank, and it's a different color than water. All right, now you know why I'm a comic, and I'm not in the corporate world. All right, let's get to overrated, underrated. Overrated, drinking under the age of 21. I've always been a good kid, quote unquote. What does that mean? That meant you didn't drink, but you fucking vandalized places, and never started drinking, even now that I'm 19. However, all the guys I knew who have been getting wasted since 14 are all huge losers. Jesus Christ, isn't that true? If you start at 17, you're okay. That's what I'm advocating, underage drinking from 17 on. Those people who, if you start drinking at 14, you have a terrible home life. Or you're just you're a follower. And, all those kids. That's basically, the kids who started drinking in 8th grade. If you can't make it to fucking out of junior high, if you can't make it to high school without needing a fucking scotch to take the edge off from, adding and subtracting fractions, you're just on your way to the gutter. Anyways, he said, I still have fun and I still meet girls. By the way, I don't think booze is bad or anything. I do plan on getting hammered on my 21st birthday, which is actually on St. Patrick's Day, but it's not essential to having fun like most people think. You know something? I'm not trying to fuck up what you're doing here, because I think what you're doing here is great. But until you've gone out and gotten shit-faced, you really don't know which is better. Okay? But it's great that you haven't, because what you haven't done is you haven't opened up Pandora's box. It's kind of like me, sitting here going, you know what, I don't need heroin. I feel great. If I go to the gym, I feel fucking awesome. That's all I need. You know why? Because I've never felt how awesome heroin feels. Does that make any sense? This is really a fucking irresponsible thing that I'm doing here. I'm almost like encouraging you to go drink. I'm just saying, you know what? If you don't drink until then, you might not want to. You just never fucking do it. It's not good for you. Dries out your joints. You drink enough of it, you need like a fucking hip replacement. I think that's more like if you do like coke and crystal meth. Why do I even try? I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, underrated. Girls who wink at you. I was introduced to a girl by my friend last night. She winked at me, and I almost creamed right there. Oh, dude, you know what? I'm jealous of you. You are, you ever hear that thing how you can't go back, you can never go back, you can't recapture your innocence? Like, I just wish I could somehow, like when you get an external hard drive and you take all this shit off your laptop and then you just drag it into the hard drive so your fucking laptop runs smoothly again. I wish I could do that with my brain. And the first thing I would do is I would take all the porn that I ever watched, and I would just eliminate that, and I would just put that on the fucking, I bet we're about 5 years away from being able to do that shit. That would be great. I'd do that. A couple of chicks, the memory of a couple of chicks I fucked up in life, I'd fucking download that, put that shit there. What other dumb shit? What else has been fucking me up? Whatever. I don't fucking know. I wish I could do that shit. If a girl winked at me now, I'd be like, oh, God, what a fucking cheeseball. I bet she can't kiss. Who fucking winks? That's what I would think. But if I was your age and I hadn't drank yet and someone fucking winked at me, yeah, I would have fucking... That would have been it. That would have been it. That was really depressing, what I just fucking said. I think more so for me. Dude, you know what? You're doing the right thing. You're living life the right way. Don't do what everybody else does. Okay, you go out, you get shit faced, and then you move on to fucking weed, and then you fucking bang as many fucking chicks as you can, and you think that you're accumulating all this shit, and all you're doing is taking a hammer and a chisel to your fucking soul, and you're just moving further and further away from fucking. You know what I think true happiness is? It's being I don't know, not ignorant, just fucking, you didn't indulge. I don't know. You know what? I'm glad Joe was here. I didn't realize I was this fucking depressed this week. It's just all the bullshit, you know what I mean? It's like if it takes a minute to fucking eat a donut, right? But it takes you an hour to burn it off, all that fucking on a goddamn treadmill. It's just, am I really giving you guys a whiny, it isn't fair speech? Joe, this whole fucking thing just went off the rails.
That's what happens when I leave, Bill.
Is that what happens?
You need me around, pal.
Well, why don't you help me wrap this up?
I can't. I gotta get my rides downstairs.
Your ride? This is New York City.
Pick up the equipment for the big film, Bill.
Okay, Jesus, Joe, you're gonna. You know what? Odds of somebody snapping on set tomorrow. I'm guessing you.
No, that was me. I was trying to be funny. I wasn't.
I know, but there's a tension in your voice.
Wasn't. I was going. We got to pick up the equipment there, Bill. I was trying to be funny.
All right, your face is a little tight.
Well, it always is, Bill. I'm not saying there's not a general.
Okay, this podcast has just been an absolute clusterfuck. But you know something? I dragged a mixer across the goddamn country for you people. All right? And I want. First of all, I know I kind of shit on you guys this week, calling you morons and that type of thing. And if you don't ever listen to this again, I fucking understand. And I'll learn my lesson, and I'll come back on next week under a disguised name as someone else. I think I found a new place where I'm going to be doing these podcasts. I have time to do one more podcast on Gcast. I'll do it next Sunday for when I'm in Tampa. I will be in Tampa, Florida, and at the Improv. So please come out. And the last thing too, by the way, that theater I'm playing in England, I guess, is the Leicester Theater. For some reason, it's I don't even know. It's fucking written like Leicester. Maybe that's like some of their history. Europeans are always talking about America, how there's no history over here. You know what I mean? No documented history. You know what I mean? I'm sorry we didn't build some fucking castles that you guys don't even want to visit unless you're in the 5th grade and they make you take a fucking field trip over there and do a report on it. But anyways, I'll be over there. The Leicester Theatre in London, England on the 18th and the 19th. I'm in Dublin, Ireland, I believe at the Sugar Club. And then I'm at Glasgow. I thought it was Glasgow, but it's Glasgow. G-O-W. I guess it's said like slow. Glasgow, Scotland. There's a couple places like that, like Oregon. People read it, and that's a big thing with people in the state of Oregon. Joe's walking out. They're like, it's not Oregon, it's Oregon. Really? Then why don't you spell it G-I-N? Wow. I'm actually doing bits now about the wacky names of states. I'm going to fucking end this. I don't know what happened. Anyways, I'm frazzled. We're shooting a movie this week. I'll let you guys know when that thing comes out and where you can purchase it. And then one of you will purchase it, and then you'll put it up on YouTube, and then everybody will take it for free. LOL. Oh, my God, laughing my ass off. Oh, by the way, I actually got in the... that fucking band laughing my fucking ass off, LMAOF. Is that how you say it? Laughing my LM? I don't fucking know. Whatever. Work it out. Have you heard that song that they do, that Shot song? I'm sure you've heard it. Those guys, when I first heard that song, I'm in Miami, bitch, I thought that they were idiots and that was the end of music. And now I realize the fucking genius of what those guys are doing. If I was fucking 19, 20, 21, 22, and that fucking song came on in a bar, in a club, people must be just going absolutely out of their fucking minds when that comes on. And then do the fucking hot bartenders jump up like in that fucking Coyote Ugly and they start pouring shots? If I was a club owner right now, that's the fucking song I would be playing. And I'd pour out shots to all you youngsters, and then I would hire a couple of more illegal aliens with mops and buckets to wipe up all your puke, you inexperienced fucks. But that's a great goddamn song. That actually made me want to go out and drink, but I haven't. If you're wondering, I still haven't drank. What the fuck is today? It's the 25th, so I'm 24 fucking days in. And this is my Catholic school upbringing. I'm on punishment right now. I sinned on January 1st, and I just want Jesus to forgive me. That's it. That's it for the podcast. I know it was all over the place. I know it sucked. And so, I already know. Oh, fuck! I forgot to tell this story. This one's going to be long. All right, real quick. I went to the UCLA game. UCLA Bruins at the Pauley Pavilion. This will be funny. This is worth hanging out for. All right? And I was sitting down, and I was down in the front row right behind the basket. And because it's college sports, you can get there for like fucking $65, So we show up, me and a buddy of mine, and there's this guy in a blue UCLA blue like afro wig. So I'm like, all right, he's the crazy guy. And right off the bat, there was just something off about the guy, and I couldn't figure out what. He started clapping and rocking back and forth, and I just thought it was the typical white dude with no rhythm. And it just got progressively... At first it was funny, and then you realize that the guy was mildly... what is a politically correct term for retarded? Mildly mentally challenged. And... every once in a while, a male cheerleader would come by. By the way, what's worse, a male stewardess or a cheerleader? If you were a father, which one would you be more disappointed in? Male cheerleader comes by, and he goes, all right, we're going to do an 8 clap. And I guess they got this cheer, and they just go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, UCLA, UCLA, fight, fight, fight. That's like their fucking chant, right? So he comes out, and he brings this sign, and he goes, all right, everybody, we're going to do an 8 count. And this fucking dude who's like literally almost 50 years old, and he has this really high-pitched voice with the blue afro, he just gets up, he goes, I know it, I know it, I know it, I know it. He starts doing the cheer with the male cheerleader. And what is the word for that? That laugh, that out of political correctness, you're not laughing because the person is, got some issues. There before the grace of God go I. But what he's doing is fucking hilarious. Like when the other team would go to take a foul shot, people, they yell and they scream. He would get up and we were like 10 feet behind the bucket. Like that whole area was wide open for the cheerleaders. He would walk up there and just be like jumping up and down, like an absolute fucking spectacle. And I swear to God, he was so fucked up, he was actually making people miss their shots. Because this old lady was like really annoyed because she had season tickets. She's like, he comes here every game. He's here every game. And he thinks he takes credit when they miss. And I wasn't, I respect old people too. And I also don't like making fun of people who are mentally, challenged. But, it was a fucking situation there, right? I'm trying not to fucking laugh, but the guy was hilarious, and he was literally making people miss their shots. And you know what the fun of the whole thing was? Was when he would walk up to people that didn't know him, and just watching the look on their faces as they slowly figured it out. Like they're like, whoa, what's with this guy? Is he drunk? Oh, okay. And then they would sort of look down, and some people would engage, and they would shake his hand and be like, hello. But then it became this conversation that you couldn't get out of. But I have to admit, dude, one of my ears is fucked up, and his voice was so fucking loud. I think he actually furthered my fucking tinnitus.
So, if you go to a UCLA game, and even if they lose, you're going to get a fucking show because that dude he's absolutely hilarious. I think his name is Steve. I don't know what. I'm not making fun of the fucking guy. I guess I kind of was, but I don't know. I should have tapped out like 10 minutes ago. I probably shouldn't have told that fucking story because I actually had a good time going there. Legendary arena. Am I just talking to myself at this point?
Baby trees to parties we passed so long ago, but a short time I know. Pleases me this memory swollen up.